Hi Nat, Jack. Just thought I'd go through these brief, simple changes from Thursday, I think it was. So the first swing on the left-hand side, just initial movements from setup. So position one going into position two, where the hands or the shaft reaches parallel. You can see how the hands kind of move out and away from the body, and it just sets up then for a little bit too much roll in the forearm. Club gets quite flat into the position where lead arm's parallel to the ground, and more importantly, it starts to affect the club face. So you can see how the face starting to sort of fan open, which doesn't do you any favours in terms of where you're going. If we move to the one on the right hand side now, let's put a little dot in here. You can see how the hand path moves much more inward, okay, and the face in the same position starts to look a lot more neutral as opposed to this one here. So just highlight those. Oops. And the shaft again, in terms of the pitch of the shaft, you can see is much more steeper. So as a sort of reference point, trying to get it into a position where we want the hand path to be neutral or the same going up and down the swing. That's where we're going. As a kind of reference point, shaft pointing inside the line in the ball. We go to this one here. I've just missed the club face, but it's a lot more open in relation to the arc than the one on the right hand side. So these two now are the same frames. Just feeling as well, the one on the left hand side, when we use the pressure mat, I know it's not visible in this picture, but we used that initially to start off with. Nat, you could see how he initially took the club away from the ball. He was getting a lot of pressure into the top of his swing. So although it kind of shifted laterally into the right side, we were seeing sort of 80% in the toe of the swing, right at the top of the swing. So you can see I've just used that circle just to show how much that toe sort of pushing down into the ground at the top of the swing. We've said we're trying to get it so it feels more into the heel at the top of the swing, which in turn for me would almost indicate like a deeper turn into that right glute, and not having to kind of put the arm so much across the chest to try and create the depth. This one was much better. So again, the feeling here is not necessarily the hands working more inward, but really the body creating that initial turn and into that left heel, and the arms really then just follow that position. And again, you know, from the downswing, we can see in this position that it looks nice, you know, and the pitch of the shaft is really good at that point, but it just drops out a little bit too much, so that head starts to pass the hands just a bit too early for me. Sort of the body stalls and the path did start to shift left again. But again, it was more just strike it was causing an issue with. But again, just by keeping the shaft a little bit more upright in the initial takeaway should help a lot really. So just some simple basic takeaway stuff really, but just thought obviously I'd keep you up to date in where we were going.